LinkedIn is a maze. It's hard to figure out for us beginners, for people who are experienced, for people who are inexperienced. Every kind of person out there is struggling on LinkedIn, from a CEO founder to a novice, a beginner like you and me. But I do feel like, as someone who has had 16,000 plus impressions on multiple posts with like 500 connections or so, someone who has had, you know, tons and tons of impressions on comments. I get 5,000 to 6,000 impressions on my comments here and there very easily. I do think there is something to LinkedIn that I have figured out, and today I'm going to reveal it. I have tons of pointers for you. You know what this video is about, a beginner's guide to LinkedIn, and without any further ado, let's get into it. Hi everyone, I am Anurita Gupta, also known as Ideas by Anu. I am currently a BSc Honours Research Biotechnology student in India, currently in my third year, and I also freelance as a social media manager, personal branding strategist, and ghostwriter for a lot of different people. Hence, today I have put together this video about a beginner's guide to LinkedIn and actually how to build your LinkedIn from scratch when you have no certificates, no courses done, and nothing to actually showcase. Without any further ado, let's begin. So before we dive into the actual steps of putting up a LinkedIn profile, let me tell you, do not treat LinkedIn as a social media site. Okay, whenever you go and you put your CV out there to people, your resume out there, you will put your LinkedIn link on that resume going forward. And whatever you say and do on LinkedIn is relevant to everything that you do in the future in terms of professionalism. Okay, unless you're a very opinionated person who is very much into their ethics and principles, and someone who has had those principles for 50 years and will have them for 50 years more, please do not use it as a site wherein you say your opinions about stuff that may be controversial, or use this as a place to express your or air your issues out, because this is not that place. This is a place of professionalism, a place where we value and critique your views as HR, as recruiters. Hence, you need to be very careful of what you put out there on LinkedIn. So, step 1. When you start actually setting up your LinkedIn profile, the first thing that it'll ask is for you to give your name that you can easily put. Then, the next big thing, the first thing that is basically visible to anybody out there is going to be your headline. Now, there are lots of formulas out there for you to write your headline, right? But I would say think of this headline as the primary hook of your profile. Why should a person actually open your profile and see what you are saying? That is the hook that is needed in your headline. Hook is basically an attention grabber, and a verbal hook is something that you say and grab your attention with. But this is a written hook, and this is the biggest hook that you will need in your life. Okay, so I have something written down. The three things that you can put into your profile, into your headline actually, is firstly what you do. So for me, I have put tons of stuff. My job is very varied. I have tons of roles that I follow in my life. Hence, my headline is turning STEM into stories, because at the end of the day, my skills lie in the communication and content sector, whereas my knowledge lies in the STEM sector. So I am bridging the two with myself, which is the scientific concepts I am picking up and I'm trying to explain to the consumer out there in the most comprehensible way possible. That is why my headline says turning STEM into stories. If you are a novice just starting out, I would say talk about the field you are in and rather what you aspire to be. You can put aspiring CA, you can put aspiring biotechnologist, you can put aspiring R&D scientist. The more specific you get, the better quality of people come and actually connect with you and your profile. You don't need 1,000 followers to land a job. You need one follower that is actually right, one connection that is actually interested in you as a person and your professional skill set. The next thing you can put on that headline is one big achievement. Okay, right now I think most of you all watching are people who are either just starting LinkedIn or are in the preliminary years of LinkedIn. So my biggest achievement is I have an 11k plus community on Instagram. So I have put that in my headline. If you are someone who maybe held a position in your school council, please go ahead and put so and so. Don't put your school, don't put say for example, I was the head captain, like I was a school captain, so I would say school captain year so and so. I do not need to specify what school I went to. I am really adamant on the fact that people know me as Anurita, not as an employee named Anurita at here or a student of so and so Anurita. I am very adamant on that. So I don't like putting or associating myself with the organizations that I'm studying or working with, especially in my headline. I love to talk about them, they are on my profile, but I don't put it in my headline specifically. And the third thing I would say you can put in your headline, like please put in something of your own flair. Anything that you want, okay? A quote that you like, something that you believe in, an ideology of yours, something like that. Because when you're trying to figure out, what you want to be in life, one thing that usually doesn't change is the ideology. Your goals may change, your path may change, your fields may change, your departments may change, but one thing that really sticks by you is your ideology, and hence it's really important that you put that ideology in the headline, because as someone who doesn't have any experience, people will come to you for your personality and ideology, not because of what work you have done in the past, because most of us at this stage have not done any work. Next up, let's talk about the field. Now, from what I remember, LinkedIn used to have preset fields. So you had to search up the field that was closest to what you are working in and select it. Now, from what I have noticed, it may be just a glitch on my end. I don't know what's going on. But a couple of days back when I opened LinkedIn, it was allowing you to put any field that you want out there. It still had those presets. Like if I type biotechnology, the biotechnology research is the field that comes up. But I am like, I want to go into corporate biotech. So, yeah, but I want to work in branding in biotech. So now I can put branding in biotech and save it. I don't know why. It was happening with me. I hope it happens with you too. But if it doesn't happen, you have to pick a field closest to your field of interest. Now this field really doesn't affect you, because to be honest, for the longest time I had biotech research as my field, yet as my portfolio or my resume or my work experience began skyrocketing in social media content and personal branding, I get most job alerts and most leads in that term only. So it is a preliminary thing, like to start off your algo in the best way possible. I would say choose the best fitting research, a best fitting field for yourself from the presets, if it is only allowing you to put presets right now. Now that we are past the written part, let's come to the visual part. There are two things that you need to put visually on a LinkedIn profile. The first is your profile picture, that is this round picture that you see on a LinkedIn profile, and the second one is a banner, that is the straight picture that you see behind, sort of in the background. So on your profile picture, your face should be visible, at least 3/4 of your face should be visible and easily identifiable, because later on what happens is LinkedIn does allow you to verify yourself. Okay, like I said, LinkedIn is not just a social media site, it is a professional site that needs you as a person out there, not as user number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That is not possible. Hence, what LinkedIn does is LinkedIn asks you to verify your account so that it can push it better, since they know it is not a fraud account, right? So as someone who uses LinkedIn, you need to put a profile picture that has got at least 3/4 of your face in it, and then if possible put a picture with as less noise in the background as possible. What you can do is you can remove background for one of your pictures. Formal pictures, very important, formal bust shot, okay, preferably from the front, if not a little sideways works, but like I said, 3/4 of the photo must have your face, like 3/4 must be your face, right? So what you can do is you can remove the background, put a plain color in the background, yellow, neon green, neon blue, all these work really well, because these are colors that make you stand out, right? So you can do is you can put that color in the background and put it as a profile picture. Then comes the banner. The banner should very easily have two things. One, what you're aspiring to be or what you are. I am a lot of things, so I have a very miscellaneous banner as of now. I plan to change it, but I'm trying to find a word slash something, some title that defines me in the best way possible. Okay, so it needs to have one thing that you're aspiring to be or what you are already working as. Secondly, it needs to have your contact information. I'm not saying put your number out there. Of course, it's a lot about privacy. You can put a work email out there, and if you have a work Instagram, like I have an Instagram of work, I have ideas by Anu, so I have to put that. And then you can put your work email. I really highly suggest make a different work email that you can use for such professional communication, not the one that you use to sign up for Myntra, Amazon, Flipkart and all. I have different emails, and I would say having different emails is the best way to go so that you don't miss any opportunity that comes by you. So the about section. I would say about section should usually have what your skill set is if you have one, and if you do not have one, then what you aspire to be. That's it. I don't want you using AI, I don't want you using SEO right now in the about section, because I think really with time only you will learn the actual groundbreaking impact of the about section. Once you read through other people's and you have read a lot of it, only then you will be able to understand the actual impact of the about section. So I would say write it on your own self, pace yourself, write it how you want it to write, how you want. Next we're going to talk about the about section. So the about section has basically a huge amount of space you can put your intro into. Right now, as a person starting out, I would say put your skill set what is, like if you have one, and if you don't have one, then what role do you aspire to be and how are you building towards it. Make it into a story, not just a pointer answer sort of a thing, okay? And I would say do not use AI, do not SEO it, do not do anything. Just write it from your heart right now, because it's only over time that you will realize the true impact and space of an about section, okay? And I want it to be as authentic as possible for you as someone stepping into the field or the job market, because your authenticity is untouched and people will be attracted to it, and hence about section is the best place to showcase it. Next up is the education section. I would suggest put up your education on there, because that helps you form a community, you know. People who are alumni of the same institutions that you are will connect with you, and an alumni circle is actually really beneficial moving forward in the world of jobs and job market. So do put your education, but if possible please do not put your grades. Like I don't think I have put my grades anywhere, and I don't want ki aap grades challenge, because grades really don't define what you are. What I would suggest you put is the skills you have learned. For example, in school you were part of a prefectorial body, put that you were part of it. If you don't want to put the position you were at, I would say put a position that you were this thing in your school, and what did you learn from that. For example, I was a school captain, so I will say I was a school captain. I learned public speaking and event management as the main core two skills from my time as a school captain, or my time in the prefectorial body of my school. Then when it comes to my university I do a lot of extracurriculars, and those are varied. Social media is a skill I have developed, like on ground social media, ideation, editing, quick, everything. All this I have developed while being in my university and doing extracurriculars. So that is what I'm gonna put in those sections rather than मेरे grades कितने थे. And if possible I'll put supported media. For example, my picture speaking on the stage, or in my university, the work that I have done on social media, I can put links of those. So this is how you should showcase yourself rather than defining yourself by your grades in these institutions. So these are all the basic sections that you fill in once you start or once you make a LinkedIn profile. Next comes posting, visibility, commenting, all these things. So Let us draft your first post today, okay? For example, you have stepped into university. You are choosing a degree that you have chosen, right? Write about it. Put a picture of yourself. One thing I have noticed is only written blogs do not perform as good as you write about anything and then you put a picture of your face, because that way relatability increases, okay? So yeah, put a picture of yourself. If possible, put a picture of your university's main gate or something. That is what I have done actually. My first post is me with my university's name in the background, and I have put, okay, I'm happy to start my journey here. But going back, I would make my second post my first post. My second post was me in a lab coat, and I had written why I had chosen the field of biotechnology and what I was looking forward to. It was not a huge post, it was a small post. I had written maybe a paragraph or two, but I do think that that was the perfect starting point and perfect step into the field for me at that time. So that is what I would suggest you do. Write a post about what you have chosen for your path in UG and what are you excited about in said path. Next up comes commenting. So one tip I'll give for commenting: don't comment passively. Don't comment congratulations, yay, true, indeed, or emojis. No. See, comment is a platform wherein you appreciate the person that you have read the file or the post of, but it is also a platform for you to showcase your knowledge and give your insights. My highest grossing impressions have actually nothing to do with the post written by the person. They are actually my insights on the topic. Okay, I have some people that I follow, some famous people, mind you, and those people, there are tons of comments going on those people's pages, okay? Yet my comments usually end up coming on the surface. Like when I open the comment section, like the entire thing, my comments have 7 to 8 likes, because I am not just saying, yay, so true, I am proud of you, so happy to hear this. I am actually critiquing the topic that the post had been written on. That way people see, okay, this person is not just here as a fan, they are here as a colleague who are putting in their inputs on the topic as well. So make sure that you show your visibility, you show your insight, your opinions. Again, political, controversial, religious, all these things please stay away from. There's usually in my LinkedIn algorithm there's nothing like this that pops up. But if it does, firstly, do not interested, flag it, whatever you want to do it, report it as not interested, whatever is the option on LinkedIn. And do not engage, like, comment anything with that, because your connections will be able to see that you have liked this post right before, like before the post even shows up, a small tab shows up, liked by so and so, reacted by so and so. Do not go into that territory at all. It's the best way to survive on LinkedIn, because your LinkedIn will be dug up in future, especially when you apply abroad. They will stalk you on LinkedIn like crazy, and you need to be clear of all such things, because of course controversy in the professional setting is not something anybody wants. So let's try and stay away from it, but let's also try to show our own intellect and knowledge on the topic that the post or anything that you're commenting on has been written. Now comes the audit part. So I'm gonna audit this profile right here. Firstly, the visual hooks. The first picture, the main profile picture, is too casual. Your face is in less than half of the picture, which will be an issue going forward, and it's casual, like I said. There's a lot of noise, that is, there's a lot of distraction in the background, and there's no banner image. So I would say rewind back to the banner part that I'm talking about and make a banner for yourself, because that is much needed. Coming to the headline, please remove the student part. I would say put aspiring biotechnologist in the headline, and I like the fact that you have specified that you want to go into research and development and medical writing. That is really good. But please note, these are very two different contrasting fields, so it's better if you niche down as much as possible. I am impressed with the amount of skills that you have put up, but all these are very technical skills. I would say put up some soft skills also, like a lot of things you can put up: communication, leadership, team cooperation, management, something like that, time management. Because right now the skills that you have put up seem like the skills or the topics that you learn in your degree of biotechnology. That is not a very good place to be in. Then moving forward, there are a lot less posts, and from what I am seeing, you have majorly commented passively. But I would say make better comments, put your insights into it. You've got tons of courses and skills and certifications, so use that insight to be able to comment on other people's posts, okay? And make your own posts. Now that you have done so much work, I see you have done courses, you are studying everything, try to put out what you are studying as posts, because that is really important and it really works. Because as a person, as a consumer on LinkedIn, I do not necessarily create a lot of content on LinkedIn, but as a consumer on LinkedIn, I learn a lot from posts of my seniors, like people who are in the industry. When they post about something, I really learn from that. So if you are learning anything, put it into your own words, structure it and put it out there, because you never know how many people would find it relatable, helpful, advised. Like how many people would find it really really good, you have no idea. So please do that, because it will also build your repo as well as help so many people out there. That is it in terms of audit from my side. That is all I can see from the first glance. I can do an in-depth audit of a LinkedIn profile. If anybody is interested, you can let me know in the comments, and I'll talk about it in the next video, because I will be charging for it, but it's going to be a very nominal fee for my subscribers and my followers. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope this video does become helpful for you out there. Let me know if there is something else you would want me to talk about in terms of LinkedIn, and also let me know if you would be willing to attend a LinkedIn personal branding workshop, where we will be talking about how to actually write posts that make up your repo and make up your personal brand in this maze of LinkedIn. Comment below if you would want the same, and I would be doing it for you guys. Moving forward, thank you so much for staying till the end. If you are here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications, and comment below anything that can help boost my content. I'm trying really hard to build on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook. Instagram is gracious, but let's get this YouTube community to 1,000 plus followers, subscribers by the end of the year. It's gonna be a great thing for me. And before going, please do check out the description box. I have put all my Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the links there. Go follow me on all the different platforms. I engage in all of them, and hopefully I see you in the next one. Let me know what you would want me to talk about, and bye bye.